always believed that people should be involved in the management of their own workday. It's very important as people are managing their workday that they can see the bigger picture. Technology has a role in enabling people to be involved in managing and organizing their work. Attask has been involved in project management. The technology that we bring to the project management industry is industry leading. It involves people better than any other product in the space. But we believe there's something more than that. We believe there's something more than just structure in your work life. There's a lot of requests, a lot of activity that happens in your workday that needs to be represented, that needs to be understood and organized. What work management does that project management doesn't do is give you a comprehensive view of your workday and give the people on your team, the people above you and others through the organization, the ability to really understand comprehensively what's going on in your day. And we've asked ourselves, what does the next generation of project management look like? And we've gone out and interviewed in the workplace and talked to people to understand what it is that really makes more killer days at work. And as we brought that information back, we've developed software that will work better with the next generation of workers. This next generation of workers comes to the workplace expecting more control over their life and expecting more recognition for what they do. As we've observed the way organizations work, we've seen a lot of top-down command and control mentality. We've seen a lot of managers trying to put people in bit buckets and pretend that that's going to be successful in managing the day-to-day operations of their organizations. Work moves fast. Communication is fast-paced now, and a lot of change happens. People want to control their own life. We believe that work will be done most effectively in organizations when it's democratized. Democratized projects, for example, means that people who are doing the work actually are the ones who say they'll have it done and when they'll have it done and whether or not they can do it or whether or not they are the best person to do it. Traditionally, a resource manager would come in and try to assign who's best and when they're going to do it. We've observed that that doesn't work. As we've watched organizations that empower people downward in their workplace, we've seen solutions that come to market faster, we've seen more creativity and innovation, and we've seen a workforce that's happier about what they're doing.
So we went out and we sat down with customers, non-customers, and really tried to understand the way people work. What we started to learn was that it was really important for individual team members to be engaged in communicating about the things that they were working on from day to day. We realized that it was really important to get the individual team member engaged in communicating what was going on with the work that we're doing, because they're the ones closest to the work. They understand it better than anyone else. That was the information that was really the key that was missing to providing the information that project managers really needed.
Historically, project management software has been designed and built for project managers. And what we've observed is that the result is that team members don't feel like they have an area that is their own, that they can call their own. It's really the project manager's software that the team members are being asked to update.
Individual team members didn't really want to use a project management system. So again, what we realized was we needed to really design a tool that really added value for the individual team member. By providing them value, it would get them engaged to the level that they would provide the rich information that project managers were looking for. Some things we observed that were important for the team member was help them understand what things they should be working on today, what the priority of those things are, what order they should be working on them, and how do they volunteer for things that need to be done that they can take on. So we put this big My Work list right in the middle so they could easily move things around and reorder the priority of the things that they were working on right now.
When people are looking for project management software, really one of the biggest things they're looking for is visibility into the productivity in their company. For the most part, that's been accomplished by numbers, statistics, red, yellow, green, those kinds of things that are quantitative. But as we started looking into it, we realized that the more valuable kinds of updates are updates that are more qualitative, that have a little bit more color around them. And so we were looking for ways to deliver the real story from the bottom up.
We enabled all tasks and projects with comments and updates, and then we run those updates down the side, and that's what we call the stream. Project managers say they love this. It keeps them from having to hunt around or go around and gather updates from everyone.
Our observations were that when team members got assignments with a specific date, sort of a top-down approach to you will do this by this date, no questions asked, they felt a little bit alienated. It wasn't their own. They couldn't take ownership over it. We noticed a completely different reaction when we changed it around and turned it into a request for work that they could reply to and have a conversation around that assignment.
Team members wanted to be consulted about whether they were the right person to work on this and when they could have it done.
It just makes sense. People want to be a part of the decision around when it's going to be done, how it's going to be done. That just engenders ownership. Things change, and we enable the team members to communicate that change. For example, if a date needs to change, they can communicate that change, and the project managers then have an easy way to review that change, accept that change, or make any other plans that they need to. Project-based work is just one facet of a team member's day, and we've made it easy for a team member to add other kinds of work onto their plate so that that gets tracked, so that they can get credit for it, and that resource managers have visibility into how people are allocated.
You could get a real understanding of what they were working on and what their capacity was.
They can even log time on these tasks to help with resource planning.
We also made it really easy to see what your other teammates are working on and to interact with them on their assignments.
A lot of times project managers don't know exactly who's required for each detailed task, and so we've enabled them to send tasks and groups of tasks to teams.
And individual members of the team could go and essentially pick up that work if it matched their skill set or was something they felt like they could accomplish.
There are dozens of complex project management tools that have no interest in serving the needs of the individual contributor. So there are tons of task management applications that have no concept of work management or planning beyond the actual individual.
For the first time, there is a tool that lets people work the way they really work. What makes this different is that it is about people. It's a group of people that are all empowered toward the same goal. And when you open it up and give that kind of visibility, and then at the same time you empower people and recognize them and focus on the real story behind what's going on, giving them tools that help them to accomplish what they need to accomplish, that makes for a successful company.
It's only when you look at team members along with managers and executives in the context of all the work they do that you can truly develop a solution that benefits the entire organization. That's what we're up to.